Welcome everyone to the Spirit Talk show. This is my second show that we're taping, and the premise of this show is that I am interviewing big spirits that have been on the planet for a long time. And when I find these big spirits, I like to bring them on the show and interview them so that you will have an understanding that our soul spirit is forever and that our journey here is also forever. So that we are here again and again and again, some of us more than others. And usually when we come, we have a purpose. So this Spirit Talk show today, I am honored to have with me on the show is Mr. Jeffrey McGee. Now, Jeffrey and I have met a number of years ago. How many years
About
ago?
5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, at least, eh?
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, so we met downtown Toronto at the Omega Zenith Healing by Steve Abe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were learning about Omega Zenith Healing, which was healing through the hands with light and color. And I remember sitting there all morning and having these lessons, and then it was break time, so I stood up and I turn around and there's this face staring at me, smiling, and I'm going, "Hi, how are you?" And he goes, "Hi," and we just hit it off, and I said, "Hey, you want to go for lunch with us?" And you did, and you met all our group, our friends.
All there, mostly
it's like
there that day.
you fit in like a piece of the puzzle. So we've been acquaintances and friends for quite a while now. And Jeffrey's one of the 500. He's signed the book. As to date, Jeffrey, I do not know who you were at the time of Christ. I've had no channelings on it. And I don't really know what big spirit you have been in the past on the planet.
It's a mystery to me.
So with your permission, if I get anything, I'll channel it forward. But the real reason that we're having a Spirit Talk show today is because of you witnessing a miracle.
It would seem to be something very special.
Now you
on the planet.
You are somebody who is instrumental in my life because I received that book to collect the 500 souls that were present at Christ's Ascension. And I wasn't sure when I should start collecting those signatures. And it was in this very room during a meditation that you said to me, you came up very calmly, and you came up and you said to me, "Sandra, I think it's time to start collecting the signatures." And I heard you. Like something inside of me went, I heard you. So you're a very important piece of the puzzle of this whole 500 and this miracle of the souls that were present at the time of Christ reincarnating, and they're all here on the planet right now. We just have to find them. Or actually, they find me. And you are an instrumental part of this. And the fact that you yourself was a witness to these two miracles that just happened in September, it's noteworthy, Jeffrey. And I just was wondering if we could share a little bit with the audience as to what you saw on September 17th and September 18th.
Yes, I'd love to. On my way home from work one rainy Wednesday in September, the sky opened up and the sun appeared and illuminated in silver in the sun shower that surrounded us, and an angel appeared in perfect proportion, thousands of feet high in the sky, as big as you can see, and wings outspread from one side of your field of vision in over the landscape to another, from North Toronto to South Toronto. It was kilometers wide, and the angel's head formed in perfect proportions, silver shining breastplate, sun coming from the throat and illuminating, and as the sky opened up, a little blue or hands outstretched and gesturing to the north. And
How
I
did you
just
feel
thought,
when you saw that, Jeff?
I was just like buzzing, and I was awestruck.
Could you believe your
And
eyes?
and I was blinking, and I just thought, how beautiful. I'm just going to take this in. And
Were you,
and I knew it was the herald angel. It was a sign of it was a signal that something was imminent on the planet.
do you believe that
Something
it,
very special.
do you believe that it was a sign from God?
It has to be a very divine God God sent force, definitely.
Were you the only one who witnessed this, Jeff?
Well, I looked around, and it was hard to concentrate and drive quickly in the express lane on the 401 at the time, and people were actually slowing down and pulling and starting to pull off the highway.
So at
when
that
this was-
point,
when this was going on.
you recognized you weren't the only one seeing
I
this.
I knew I wasn't the only one. I did not stop. We kept going. I didn't see anyone stop completely, and I hesitated when I thought of my camera on my phone. I stopped, and I didn't. I thought, I'm just going to take this in.
So you
myself.
decided to be in the moment of it.
Yes.
And then, Jeffrey, the most phenomenal part for me is the very next day, at just about the very same time in the very same stretch of highway on the 401 between Warden and Kennedy, you saw something else.
The very next day, about the same time, 4:30 in the afternoon, on my way home from work, even more rain and steady that day, and the sky opened up, and this gold cross was burning into my head, what I was seeing, and I blinked. I thought, how long can this stay? And it was a cross. It was gold, and I closed my eyes and counting, and I opened, and it still 10-20 seconds had transformed into a sitting figure, the cross where the face is, a golden crown, and outstretched hand with a silver, like the moon or sun, on the hand of the figure. And again, I was totally overwhelmed and just in awe, and noticed even more people slowing down and pulling off the highway around me.
Jeff,
at
can I
that
ask you a
time.
question? I know you're a very learned man, and I know you're very intuitive. Did you get any thoughts or messages coming to you at the time you saw it? Like, was there something inside of you that knew or was feeling, I know what this is, or
The energy of the gold cross, well, the angel, was just wow. I felt very blessed and very happy and very just happiness and joy. Like singing Christmas carols with people that you love. It was just like, yeah, wow. It's just like a beautiful feeling you feel in your heart, and it makes your hair tingle and stand on end in joy, and like almost, bringing tears to your eyes. You're so happy. And that's what I felt when I saw the angel. And the gold cross was just like, it was beyond that. It was
sacred?
exhilarating and sacred. I had no thought in my mind to say, this is what, that's a cross. All I could say was, that's a cross, and that's a gold cross, and that's the sky, and it's a sign.
And the crown.
And the crown, and this is the king, and now I can only say that, it's the Lord, It's the Lord, and He's presenting the Son, a gift to humanity for Christmas.
Oh, Jeff.
And something is here for us.
I really feel that.
It's here. It's here for us, and I want to. And Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah. Like, that's amazing. That's a Christmas miracle. That is just
It's
amazing.
a gift of God for us all.
And you know what makes it so important is that when we read the Bible or we understand God, we always read about, and this happened before our time, before our time, before our time. And you hear about these miracles. And then when an actual miracle happens to you, right? It's kind of like you're going, okay, this is a miracle. Like, who can I tell? Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I'm really seeing this. And I know there's an angel in the sky. And maybe in, another 1,000 years, they'll be writing in another Bible form. And Jeffrey McGee was driving home with the 401 and all these other people, and they saw an angel in the sky. And I'm wondering, it's like, where do we give ourselves that authority? Where do we come forward and say, you know what? This is a real honest to God miracle. And we're in the awareness that it's an honest to God miracle. And because it's so phenomenal and so fantastic, it's like, we got to tell everybody,
Yeah.
right? We got to let everybody know that God's performing miracles and there's angels in the sky. So something big's happening, right?
There is something big happening. And the messages I've been getting a lot lately, when we know something, even when we're at work and we know something, it's our duty to help those who apparently don't know, that don't understand something, to teach and show them the way. And I have people at work that I need to direct, and it's my duty to do that. And we see things, and I've seen a lot of things that maybe people haven't or wouldn't believe, because that's been part of the story of my life.
But you're, as an individual,
because
Jeff,
of my insight and my inquisitiveness and my research into science and my fascination with things that are alternative and otherworldly. But this is very, very real.
You're open though. Like, you have an open mind. And in order for you to have an open mind like you do, it's like you have to kind of let go of a lot of past held beliefs of what you think should be happening and what you think you should be doing. And then you move into the awareness of, I'm going to be aware of what is.
To be present, to witness. Well, science knows and understands that things are going on around us, and we see a very small part of what's going on around us every moment. And that's just to protect our functioning, the limitations of how our brain works.
Well, do you believe most people will be able to hear this message? Do you think that they'll be able to watch us discussing this openly and honestly and go, wow, I wonder if that really happened? Can I believe that? And what would you say to those people, Jeff?
To believe that it happened, I'm not putting any labels on it. I know it happened. I believe. I don't have to believe it because I saw it. And I know in my presence, as I bear witness to my life and existence, that will never change for me. And I can only hope and pray that those who want to believe will believe. Because when you want to believe, you don't necessarily believe. But when you see and know that there's a bigger presence around you, bringing inspiration and life and the gift of life to us all to look forward to build on in your own heart, in your own life, that's a beautiful thing.
Well, I'm thrilled to death that you are my guest, and we're going to have you back on the Spirit Talk show because, like I said, I know you're one of the 500, and I don't know the full journey of your soul just yet, but maybe that'll be a part 2 with Jeff, hey? So anyway, I'd like to say for all of you who are out there, Jeff joined me in wishing you all a Merry Christmas 2014, and we hope that this message will anchor into your heart and lift your heart and give you hope that we are all loved by God and guided, and that the heavens are open and celebrating once again the birth of the Christ energy on the planet. Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.